Foundation coming at you with another division predictions video. Today it's the NFC and AFC South. So let's get right into it. The AFC South, I'm going to start with fourth place. I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts. They look very disarrayed right now. The offensive line, I mean, I know they made a couple moves. I know they signed a couple players. They traded for Brissett. The defense has looked okay at times, but I don't know. And it's almost coming. If you're a Colts fan, I'll be a little bit worried about the direction of the franchise, how they are dealing with luck. I mean, they had chances to draft, some solid, so get them some great protection and all that, but either has not worked out or they decided to go with a skill player instead. And I think Brissett. I think Brissett is gonna start the week one. Or it might be Tozine for the first week, but Andrew Luck is up in the air right now. What's going on with him? Next is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, if it wasn't for all that, I think I probably would have maybe picked the Jacksonville Jaguars to be last. For a little while, you think that Blake Bortles had looked promising a couple of years ago. And then last year, he just went down, and now he has a running game. So if this doesn't work out, then this is absolutely gone. I know they have Channing Henne. I actually like Channing Henne as a solid quarterback, but he could probably be a glue for now into whatever. But I think they named, but Fournette is on beast. They have some, Marcus Lee. I forget the other guy's name. Dang it, I forget all the guy's name. Sorry, but anyway, and their defense, they have some Jalen Ramsey, Fowler, all those guys. I mean, they have some talented players. It's just they haven't been able to put it all together. Is it just the quarterback, or is it the constant changing of schemes? It's hard to say. But other than that, I have no faith in this. I wouldn't be surprised if Andrew Luck comes back and make them the top. Make them the third team rather than the Jacksonville Jaguars. I wouldn't be surprised with that. Next, I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans. I'm not making excuses for them for the Hurricane Harvey or anything like that. Tom Savage isn't. I think they're gonna do fine because the way their team is set up. They have a good running game, great wide receivers. It looks for now Tom Savage is gonna hold down the fort until either they see that it's time for Deshaun Watson or something else happens where Deshaun Watson has looked solid, and their defense is a very damn good defense, and the way J.J. Watt has attacked the whole hurricane relief, I wouldn't be surprised he brings that kind of, he's gonna bring that kind of type, but it might be a little bit more this time. That guy has a huge heart. I just don't think they're gonna have what it takes to win the division. That's why I'm gonna go with the Tennessee Titans. Hey, Marcus Mariota. And it's not because of that. If you look, Titans at times had looked better than the Texans because of the quarterback play. The only thing that they didn't do was couldn't get over the hump over the Texans. They beat and then they had a bad loss in the division. So once they learn to do that, win their division, and get over the hump with the get with over the hump with the Texans, then they have it. I mean, Marcus Mariota has looked again. He looked better. Unfortunately, his first 2 seasons he hasn't ended well for him on the injury side. But DeMarco Murray, this is a good solid offensive line. So the running game is going to continue to help out with him, and Henry looks much more improved. Delaney Walker's still there. Sharp is a good weapon for him. How long will it take for Corey Davis and Marcus Mariota's rapport get there? That's gonna be the key. Their defense has looked better. So all they as long as they grind out the games, keep control of the tempo of the games, and they should be fine. Next is the NFC South. Last place I got the New Orleans Saints. Nothing against Drew Brees. I don't know. I mean, they added Adrian Peterson with Mark Ingram. Look like they're gonna try and grind out games, be a little bit more physical. I just don't know. I mean, and this is where it's funny. Like for me, is like with all the yards, with all the touchdowns, with everything like that, with Drew Brees, they still haven't made the playoffs since 2013. So, and people say that the defense is there, but they haven't even looked good enough to even do that, to even compete for the playoffs. I mean, granted, the last 2 teams that won their division ended up in the Super Bowl. So, but I just don't see them taking over. The other 3 teams, the other 3 teams look very stacked and well against each other. So I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Winston, he has to learn to protect the ball. But other than that, if this team they have weapons beyond weapons. I mean, they have a good tight end. They got OJ, and they also got OJ Howard. They got Evans, and they got Deshaun Jackson. I mean, talk about, you can air it out to one guy, and the other guy is just a deep threat all day. Doug Martin. I think he has to serve a suspension, but they have some decent running backs behind him as well. Their defense with McCoy. They just signed T.J. Ward, so they and then they have some other defensive players too. But there's a lot of talent there, a lot of skilled talent and all that. They just gotta come together and have a good solid core. You don't know what is the drop off between the top players to the bottom players. Next is I'm gonna go with Atlanta Falcons. They got some defensive players. They took Jack Crawford, but they got some other players. They got Dantari Poe, which should help that middle out a lot. Offensively, they look. I mean, all they have to do is score the points, and hopefully they can handle that. I just don't. I don't know. They might have an early slump from the Super Bowl hangover, so that might affect their placing in the standings, and that's gonna lead me to the North Carolina, the Carolina Panthers. They did some great things. I mean, getting the kid Samuel from Ohio State and McCaffrey. I mean, you talk about interchangeable. They signed him up as a wide receiver, but Samuel can play running back, and he's damn good at running the ball too. So, he could be that jack of all trades kind of guy. And you can even trick things up. You can even put McCaffrey in the slot and have Samuel in the back. I mean, Benjamin there. They have some big targets. Olsen, Mr. Reliable for them, and if the defense can make that jump again, their secondary, because they was very young in the secondary last year. if they can hold out that down, this could be a team that makes a quick turnaround from after their drop off from the Super Bowl to the not making the playoffs. All right, that's my video for that. I almost, like I kind of like mistimed all this. I might pop on another video later out today, just to get things moving on. Next is the NFC and NFC North. All right, mahalo for watching. Paniolo boys, go Cowboys.